Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Subrata Sarkar. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry since last 22 years. Today, I'm going to discuss the subject transactional analysis. It is basically part of advanced communication, and this subject is very much important to our life. You know, there are many subjects. If you don't know, it doesn't matter to our life. If you don't know physics, if you don't know chemistry, if you don't know engineering, medical, computer science, doesn't matter to life, isn't it? But if you don't know this transactional analysis, formally or informally, then it will be difficult to handle the life. Or rather, if you know this subject, the world will be very much easy for you and you can enjoy your life. So this is the subject which is required to live the life, actually real world. Now, what is this subject actually? It's basically way of understanding why communication fails. Many times, we do communicate with the people and we find this communication fails. Now, why it fails actually, and what are the way it can be corrected? So this is the outcome of the subject, transactional analysis. It is equally applicable in professional world as well as the personal life, social life, everywhere actually. Is very much important and very intellectual subjects. Is a part of your social intelligence. Now, in this subject, there are the first and very primary thing is ego state. Ego state means mental state of the people. There are three ego state of people actually. One is the adult ego, one is the parent ego, one is the child ego. Ego state means your actually mental condition. It's not related with your age actually. For example, a child can behave like a parent. Like a child can always advising, always criticizing other people, scolding like this. So if you are by age maybe child, your behavior may be like a parent also. So this is basically ego state. So every person has a natural preferred ego state actually. By default, a person is a parent ego. Every time automatically that character comes actually. So we need to, if we can understand the natural preferred ego state of a person, it will be easy to deal with that person. So there are three challenges, three ego states. One is the child, one is the adult, one is the parent ego state. We all know this typical parent behavior, but let's go through once more. Like if a person is dealing with you and it's a behavior like he's advising or she is advising, criticizing, ordering, fault finding, so then you will find that person is a typical parent behavior mood actually. And in parents also, there are two categories. One is called critical parents. Sometimes the person, there's always instructing you to follow rules, accept the slogan, or hold your opinion. So this is basically a critical parent category person. And another is called, nurturing parent. When you find the person is, supportive or protective or guiding you, then it's a nurturing parent behavior. And so an adult behavior is also very important. Adult. In the sense, mentally adult means adult behavior personnel, the fact finding, they'll see fact finding, questioning, always analyzing, trying to find these alternatives. So this is the typical behavior of adult person. And for the child also have always laughing, crying, frightened. So these are the characteristics of the child person. And child also have got two types. One is the adopted child. Adopted child means when some child is overprotected by the parents or the family people, in future there is a possibility of the child become adopted child. They are normally get less confident. All of this type of some character actually typically built in that person. But that can be removed also. That can be changed. There is no issue actually. Another is the free child. Free child is free child means they're always energetic, full of excitement, always spontaneous, is an aggressive type. So this is a free child. Now, at single point of time, actually, you cannot have two ego states. You cannot be a parent ego at the same time child ego. You can see in this picture, you cannot be half child and the half parents. It's not possible. At any particular point of time, you'll have only one ego state. Now, Ego state and physical stages. This is important. There's a child ego, and you can see in this picture that the is a age by age she's a child, and by this behavior she's like her parents, like folding hand like this. In the same way, you can see in this picture. By age, they're adult, but the activities are they're doing this like a child. In the same way, in this picture you can see the person by age they are parent, but their behavior is like child. So this is actually what you are by age and what is your way you are behaving. That's always not the same. Rather, is everything is different. Now, how to identify the ego state in a person? If you are capable to identify the person, the world will be very much easy for you. You can deal with the people like the way you wish. So this is actually you'll have the grip of the your surroundings. There are four ways actually you can identify the ego state of a person. What is the natural preferred ego state actually? One is the words the person is using. One is the voice actually, voice tone the person is using, and is the gesture, and is the attitude of the person. I'll give some typical example. You will understand how you can identify this ego state of a person. Your boss, your friends, your spouse, people around you. If for us, let's say for the critical parents mean we always use the suitable words like never do, so you must do it as a stupid, you are stupid. And nurturing parent will use the good, let's do together, let's go together, I'll help you. And for the adult person is always questioning that, this, what, like when it is done, how it is done, who are they are, like these are the reasoning questions or analyzing. And for this, free child is always funny, as I said, wow, lovely, super, hi, hello. So these are the words actually used by the child. And for adoptive child, is always in the sorry, I hope it will be done. So not confident. So these are the things actually, And for the voices, there are different tone of voice actually. For the critical parents, always strong and authoritative voice. And for the nurturing parents, it's always soft and encouraging voices. And for the adults, there's always confident and unemotional voices. For this, for a child, free child is always excited, as I say. And for default, or always for the adopted child, always an apologistic manner. Always he's feeling that I have done some mistakes, so galti ho gaya, I'm sorry. So this type of things actually the character of the adopted child. Now, if we go about the gestures, there's a gesture for the critical parents or the nurturing parents. The critical parent is always pointed finger. You were stupid, you have done wrong, I'm okay, you were not okay. So these are the typical critical parent gesture. And for the nurturing parent is always an open arm, let's go together, so this type of thing. And for the adult, the gestures is always on a level erecti, another formal standing, eye-to-eye contact in the same level. So this is the gesture of the adult person. And for the free child, is always a playful, always then is stability, and so this is actually these are the characteristics by which you can identify the people actually. And by attitude also you can identify, like there's a critical parents are always a judgmental or a moralistic attitude. Nurturing parents are always an understanding or caring attitude. And adult person always open and evaluative attitude. Okay, let's recheck, we'll get back, like this type of things. And the free childs are always curious, always changeable. Sometimes now is one mood, and after sometimes mood is changed. And for this adoptive childs are always like ashamed, like confused, this type of. So by this, if you know these typical words, the voice and the gestures and the attitude, you can easily identify the natural preferred ego state of the person, and the rest of the world will be on your hand actually. You can play the way you want to get the communication and the results of your communication. Okay, there are people who say, I know that person in 5 years, and there are people, I know the person just in 5 hours. That you may know much more about the person. Knowing the person cannot be counted by the years. There are many, husband wife. They are get married for 10 years. They don't know each other, and a person talk with them, one day can know much more because it depends on that. If you have the scientific knowledge of and identifying the people the right way, there are many such subjects actually about identifying the human. So it's a matter of knowledge. You can handle the world in a better way actually. You know. If the statement is like, I'm not okay, you are okay, it is basically child to adult communication. I'm not okay, you are not okay. It is a child to child communication. So both are wasting actually time. And I'm okay, you are not okay is a parent to child communication. Another is I'm okay, you are okay is a adult to adult communication. So this is a life position. Now, if some person is a natural preferred, ego state is this child, the person who look beautiful always. By going into beauty parlor and putting some makeup, it cannot be so beautiful actually. There is a limitation for it. But if you have your internal quality, it will glow from your face, and naturally that is much more beautiful actually. Or if a person is having, this child ego state by nature, the living ego state, the person will be, might look much younger actually, physically look much younger. So suggested is now we all must have all the three ego state like parent ego, child ego, but combination is important. There are people having every time is there are teachers, school or colleges, there are teacher in the marketplace, and when you go for outing with the teacher, at that time also they are teacher. So this is the problem actually. So depending on the situation, you should switch off your ego state. That's the intelligence. So in summary, you can say, the people say actually, you should have a less parent ego. Don't need much parent ego to develop a life. Maybe 10% your ego state should be parent ego, and 30% for the adult ego, like making decision in office environment. But rest of the life, like 60% should be child ego. Then all your life would be best actually, rather I can say in category wise. So if you like these subjects, do you like this? Is it important for your daily life interact with it? And I'm sure that this will help you, and a lot of link and threads. You can go to my other videos also on this subject. So you'll find more data on this. So thank you very much for watching.